What's up, guys? As you guys know, I post a bunch of videos on quad rebuilds, how to work on them, anything from starters to how to completely rewire it, to headlights, to anything you could think of. But I noticed a lot of my following is actually coming from these quads more than the DIY stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and announce it now. So if you're watching this video, make sure you subscribe. As soon as I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to give away a kid's quad. It has to be within a certain mile range that I will drive and drop it off. But if it's out of that range, I'm more than willing to meet you. Anyways, and if you're out of that range, just go ahead and subscribe. You know what I mean? Somebody's going to get a free quad. Anyways, I'm going to get started on this build. Alright, what's up, guys? Back with another build. Today, I'm building this. It's a 110 tail, and it might look a little messed up. And everybody might not see the value in it, but I do see the value in it. I think this is going to take me 4 to 5 hours. And I see about $550, $600 sitting here. This is why I actually see it that way. This quad has all 4 tires. This tire's messed up. But I bought 2 quads from this guy, and I'm actually selling this one to my buddy. So I'm just going to put 2 brand new tires on it. It's actually for my friend, like I said, so I'm not worried about it. As long as it has compression, I should be good. But when I'm looking at quads, what I look for is that it has 4 tires, it has an engine, no cracks in the frame. The starter's there. Hopefully the starter works. If the starter doesn't work, then I can order one for $20 to $30. Handlebars, it's just a complete quad, and the plastics are not broken. Like, I took the plastics off these. He actually worked on this one a bit, but if you don't work on this stuff, then you're not going to see the value in it. I see the value in it, and I'm excited for this one. It's my first green quad. I'm going to see what all my friend wants me to do to it, and it's actually a pretty nice quad, if I'm being honest. I actually ordered new grips. This one, oh no, this one actually has nice grips on it. Okay, the other one that I bought doesn't have nice grips. I'll show you the other one real quick. That's the blue one. And like I said, I buy these dirt cheap because they're broken. Look at those grips. They're all fucked up. Anyways, I'm probably going to throw the old grips off of this one onto that one over there and give my friend's son brand new grips. So at the very least, I'm going to tell you right now what I'm going to do is all the wiring. He actually dug into electrical. I already seen that, and I'm not going to troubleshoot any of that. So I'm going to put a brand new wiring harness on it. I'm going to check for compression, and if it has compression, then it's not going to be very much work. It's actually kind of cool. It has a foot brake on it. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to strip it down. I am actually only going to strip it down this week, and then next week is when I'm actually going to do all the work to it. As in, like, power wash it and get it running good. But I am excited about this. I think this is pretty dope. Oh, almost fell. The black engine. And through this video, you might see me rocking these boots a little. I just got done working out, and so I'm wearing shorts with boots. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and start tearing this thing down and get started. I don't know why that looks like that. This guy definitely worked on this more than I thought. Anyways, it doesn't matter. I'm going to fix it all. I'm going to sell it. I already know where this one's going. This one already has a home. That big one in the corner already has a home also. That one will have a home soon. Alright, what's up, guys? It's about to be the beginning of this build. Something that I have noticed that I've been doing after every single dismantling of the handlebars and everything else is engaging the brakes. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now before I start taking everything apart, because I'm always struggling to get it back together. This one actually has a kill switch on it. It's pretty cool. But I'm going to go ahead and start taking all this stuff apart and I guess follow along with the build. I'm going to start with the wiring harness. I literally just dropped that and caught that with my foot. God, I'm so athletic and fucking talented. I dropped the tripod stand. I knocked it over actually, but I caught it with my foot. God damn, I'm fucking talented. I'm fucking great at everything I do. I'm the shit. Besides with the relationships, I'm terrible at that. like I said, don't ever troubleshoot all this stuff. Just replace the wiring harness in a step-by-step video on how to do it, but you'll spend a lot less time doing it if you just replace it all. Well, looks like he's getting a new brake lever also. God damn it. Never had one of those break. But I got these cheap enough that I'm not worried about anything breaking on them. I'll be able to replace it, and either way I'm getting my money out of this. And I might even have an extra one of those. You know what? It's for my kid. It's for my friend's son. I'll just replace it with a brand new one. Anyways, this thing's completely stripped down. Ready to go to the car wash. That guy, by taking off the plastics, I'm gonna have to buy new hardware for all the plastics because he didn't give me that. But that guy, by taking off all the plastics, he actually saved me some time. Kind of happy he did that, if I'm being honest, now that I think about it. I think I'm gonna call it a night for that, and once I power wash it, I'll be back. For now, I'm out. All right, what's up, guys? I'm at the car wash, about to wash this thing down. Like I said, I bought this. It's only been sitting for a little while. It's not running. Need to check compression, all that good stuff. But chain and everything looks fairly good on it. Has a black engine, which I thought was pretty cool. Not really any rust spots, but it is about 30 degrees in Kansas. It's not good. It's gonna be a cold one. All right, what's up, guys? I just got back from the car wash. This thing cleaned up pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it, but we're in the winter months. So I got home, I started spraying it down, and some of the spots that had water on them, where there was water, had actually already turned to ice. It's not the warmest in this garage, so probably not gonna drop as much content. But something I think I am gonna buy and do a review on is a garage heater. I seen one for about $200 on Amazon. Actually, I think it was less than that. I seen a few of them. But the one that I seen was a giant garage heater that you hang from the ceiling. It's like this big, but plugged into a 240 outlet, and I have one in that corner. But I'm gonna invest in that. I will do a review on that. If it helps out and helps warm up this garage, then I will continue to do these. If not, then I might take a break for a couple months. Like I said, I want to do this because I think it's fun, not because I feel like I have to have the income. I don't ever want to be stuck in a rut where I depend on every penny I make. Plus, I want to keep doing it for fun. Oh yeah, some of this stuff's actually ice already. Oh no, it's starting to melt. Yep. Anyways, I already sprayed it all off. I'm gonna pull the stator, go ahead and start with the wiring harness. I'll be right back. Okay, I already removed the chain cover and the hardware for the stator. Like I say in all my videos, you have to take the stator off first in order to see if you have a 2-coil or a 6-coil stator. This is a 110cc, by the way. As you get bigger to like 150s, you'll have like 8-coil stators and stuff like that. This one's a 6-coil. Actually, you guys can probably see it from there. 6-coil means it has 6 coils. This coil looks to be fairly new. Like I said, this guy had already worked on this one before. I'm not sure I'm going to change this. I'm going to wipe it all out, make sure everything works, and blow all the water that got in there out from the car wash. But anyways, I'm going to do that real quick, and then after I hook up the entire harness, I'm going to lay that over the quad. I'm going to make sure the stator and all the electrical works. I'll be right back. So if you're planning to change your starter, right now would be the perfect time to do it. It's just these 3 bolts for top mount starters. If it's a bottom mount starter, it's only the 2 side bolts. And your starter will be located underneath here. That's your starter chain. This one doesn't look too bad. The tension guys look fairly new. Like I said, the guy before me said he worked on this. He just got tired of messing with it and then decided to sell it. So I figured I would rebuild it all and make it nice and new again. And make a profit. Plus my friend's kiddo wanted one. And my buddy already committed to buying 3 of these from me, so get you make a little bit of money. It's also fun, and I enjoy making the content. anyways, if you're gonna change your starter or your starter chain or tension guides or anything, any of this stuff, any of these components right now is definitely the time to do it. It's very, very simple. But I already blew all this out, make sure all the water is out of it. I'm definitely ordering a heater tonight. It is cold. Anyways, I'm gonna start doing the electrical. I'm just gonna lay the electrical over the top, and then I'm gonna check for compression. I'll be right back. Okay, so I removed the intake off the carb. That's this. The reason I removed that, is because there's a gasket that comes with your carburetor kit. You literally have to scrape all this gasket off, scrape all the remaining gasket off of this, and then put the new gasket on. But I'm gonna do that real quick. I'll be right back. Like I said in all my videos, as long as these have compression, I'm not too worried about it. It's gonna be a very, very easy build. When you scrape off the gasket, make sure you scrape it all off there and off of here. That's actually the old gasket. Okay, so I have the neck to the intake on. I guess pretty much the intake. I have the intake on. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the wiring harness. Here's the wiring harness. Like I said, I'm just gonna reuse the stator. The stator wasn't bad. It looked fairly new. I'll know right away if I start with the electrical and there's any issues, then I'll definitely go back to that, put a new one on. But here's the electrical. I'm gonna go ahead and start with this one. Well, let me make sure this is the right electrical first. This one might have dual headlights. Pretty sure. Yeah, this one has dual headlights. Okay, so I'm not gonna use this one. I'm gonna go get a different electrical harness or wiring harness. I'll be right back. This one I'll probably use on the guy that's buying this. He's buying this one for his son. I'll use this one on his dad's. Hold on. Oh yeah, something else I thought about. I always buy zip ties, but like you go to the AutoZone store, you buy them, and they're like $7, and you get like 10 of them. If you go to Harbor Freight, you can actually get like 100 of them for $3. These exact same zip ties, the big ones. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and start this. Like I say, if you don't know how to do this, or if you don't know how to install one of these wiring harnesses on a Chinese quad, or you don't know how to do the carb, or anything on here that I'm gonna show you, I have a step-by-step video on my YouTube channel on how to do all that. It's very simple. Like I say in the video, put everything together. For the wiring harness, put everything together off the quad. There's only one way to hook it up. There are a couple connectors in the front that look like 6-prong connectors, but one of them's a 5 and then one's a 6. If you actually look at the connections on the inside, you'll see only 5 of the holes are being used. Other than that, everything else you can only hook up one way. Anyways, I'm gonna get everything together. I'm gonna lay it on top of here, put a couple zip ties just to hold it in place, and then I'll be right back. Something that I don't mention in that step-by-step tutorial on how to wire a Chinese harness, or Chinese wiring harness for these quads, is make sure even though you're plugging them in, make sure the wires are matching. The only wires that won't be matching is your red and green, or your yellow and green, and your red and yellow coming from your main harness, and that's going to be a gray and a red connector. Everything else should match. But again, make sure they match on both sides, because I've seen that happen before and I couldn't figure out why. I've had other people send me messages telling me they couldn't figure out what's wrong with it, and that ended up being the case. A quick tip when doing these wiring harnesses, I always do these, and I always put zip ties and I kind of just hang them in there, so if I need to route more stuff through them. These are pretty loose, I can stick my fingers in them. Something that I always clamp into place, I pull this underneath where the little hooks on the seat go into the frame, or whatever it's called, this little plate where it hooks into. But I always pull these back to touch this back plate. This is the positive and negative to the battery. But I always zip tie those, and I tie them really tight to make sure those don't ever adjust or move. So when I'm moving my wiring harness around, I'm not pulling those to where they're too short or way too long. I've never had an issue with them being way too long, but way too short. I have had that issue to where I had to go redo a bunch of the zip ties. But that's just a quick tip, and that's something I always do when doing these wiring harnesses. I always put everything on here, and I just leave it kind of loose. Something else you don't ever want to forget is your grounds. Your grounds are very important. If you don't remember to put your grounds into place, I usually put mine on one of the stator cover bolts. If you don't put those into place, I'm telling you right now, you'll fry your entire wiring harness. So that's a very, very important step that you do not want to miss. So by the way, I'm not sponsored by these people, or I don't have any kind of association with these people, but Chrome, it says Chrome Pro line. I think it says something else on the box, but I've been using these batteries, and I just put it on my last quad. The guy that I started to has not told me anything. It says Chrome S Pro on the battery, but the coolest thing about these batteries is that you don't have to guess if they're charged or not. They actually have a little display screen on them, and they literally only cost $1 more than. There's a little display screen. You push that push button, and it'll tell you what it's charged at. This one's 12.67, so you don't have to guess whether or not your battery's charged. These things are badass. I definitely recommend them. Okay, so I have the wiring harness hooked up. It's not really it's kind of just laid on there. I have everything out of the way of the chain. The battery I have just set on the back frame. Always grab the brake wire, bypass it unless you already have it connected to your brakes, which is this, but I don't, so I'm just gonna bypass it. Make sure your ignition's on. I'm telling you all this and I haven't even told you what I was about to do. I'm about to check for spark. Next thing you wanna do is grab your spark plug, put it inside your boot, and just set it somewhere on your engine, and that'll tell you if you have good spark. Really good spark. I'm gonna check for compression now by getting my compression tester. And like I said, I try to buy most of these that already have compression. Unless I'm getting it for like $100 or less, then I'm probably not gonna buy it if it doesn't have compression. It's not worth my time. There have been, before I started videotaping, there were a couple that I ran into that didn't have compression. Kind of fucked me, but it is what it is. So now I just try to buy the ones with compression. It saves me a lot of time. But I'm gonna check for compression right now. And if this thing has compression, then we're money. Plus I think it's kind of cool to check for compression while it's on camera, because I'll be really bummed out if it doesn't and you guys get my live reaction. It's still at 120 pounds. Should still fire. I'm gonna do it one more time. Okay, this is actually closer to 135 pounds, so that's still plenty. Like I said, it probably just hasn't ran for a while. I usually let this sit for about 5 minutes or so, just to make sure it's not leaking down. If it's leaking down, then obviously you're gonna have to tear into the engine, but we should be good. At 130 pounds, that's plenty of compression to get this thing to fire up. All right, so I just got the carb put on. These cold starts have not been friendly to me at all. But I'm gonna go ahead and do the fuel lines. I got the carb hooked up. I got the throttle connected. I'm gonna end up changing this brake lever and throttle. I'm gonna make a step-by-step video on exactly how to do that, because I've never done one before. Well, I don't have a video posted on I've changed one of these, but I don't have a video posted on my YouTube. So I am going to make a step-by-step tutorial on that. And anyways, I'm going to get these fuel lines tightened up. I'll be right back. So I did this on my last build. Probably not the best idea, but I hooked up a 20-volt lithium-ion battery to my 12-volt to jump it, to give it a little more power. Good enough for me. I'm happy with that. This cold starting stuff, this has gotta stop. A little frustrated if I'm being honest. I feel like these last couple builds have taken me a lot longer because this whole cold starting shit. Anyways, got it to fire. I'm gonna finish hooking up the fuel lines and Hopefully get it to idle tonight. If not, I'll probably kill myself. Anyways, I'll be right back. So I barely had any gas at all in my gas can, so this might not start very well. Bypass the brakes. I think I just need a little more juice to my batteries when I cold start these. That should be fine. Make sure your spark's on. There she is. She ran out of gas. Alright, so I have everything tightened up. The wiring harness completely in place. I know it's firing up every time. Turns over easily now. Put this air filter on it. I really like the way that black air filter looks on that. That looks nice, actually. Hell yeah. Excuse me. I'm gonna pick all this stuff up and call it a night. I'm out. Oh, one last thing. I'm gonna put all this stuff in the description. Everything I use, the carb, the harness, these clamps, the batteries, everything I'm gonna put in the description. Now these clamps, they're called spring band type hose clamp assortments. These are literally the best clamps I've found to use for fuel lines, so I definitely recommend those. Anyways, everything else is already in, everything's in place. Call it a night. I'm out. All right, what's up, guys? Down to the final stretch. Have the plastics off. I'm gonna go ahead and sand the bottom of the plastics before I paint them. I'm only painting the bottom of these, or the bottom of the plastics. I'm gonna go ahead and sand all that down before I paint it. Just rough it up and then clean all the dust off it with the air hose and just wipe it down with the wet cloth. Still 30 degrees in Kansas. Okay, so I have the tires on it. I replaced that throttle that I broke when I was taking the handlebars off. By the way, if you don't know how to put one of these on, I'm gonna post a video. I did a step-by-step tutorial on how to replace those. But this thing is pretty much done. I'm literally just gonna give the plastics a few more hours to dry. And handlebars are painted, luggage rack's painted, the front grill's painted. This thing's essentially done, honestly. All right, so the underside of these plastics are painted all black. Pretty much dry for the most part. I'm fairly sure they're dry. They've been drying all day. I cleaned one of the wheels. I forgot to clean that one. Anyways, everything's painted. I'm just gonna go ahead and button it all up. Last bit, it's done. The only shitty part is that I don't have gas. Also, I kind of want to put a fuel stabilizer in it. The guy that bought this called me today because he was having trouble starting his other quad that he bought from me. But it's not that there's anything wrong with the quad. It's just hard to start these sometimes in the winter. God damn, this thing turned out nice. And I put quite a few extra parts on it. Being honest, new throttle, new brake lever, new grips, new gas cap. Alright, so this one's a wrap. I got the luggage. The luggage rack is drying right now. The front guard is drying right now. Other than that, this thing is done. Alright, so this one's a wrap. I got the luggage. The luggage rack is drying right now. The front guard is drying right now. Other than that, this thing is done. Alright guys, so I just finished this one up. I finished it last night. I took a video of me riding it, but I guess I ended up not recording on the video. Anyways, it's about 20 degrees outside. It's actually snowing. I don't know if you can see it here. Let me zoom in. That's snow on the ground. Thing runs good. It's not quite as shiny and it doesn't look as nice as it did last night. Sat overnight. I cleaned it up. I shined it last night. But anyways, like I said, it's 20 degrees outside. Thing fires right up every time. Hold on. Let me push the brake. All right, here. Pump the throttle a couple times. But for how cold it is, that thing fires right up. Runs good. I'm happy with it. Like I said last night, I still need to put the front guard on and the luggage rack, so it'll look a little different, but not too much different. Actually, it'll look like that one. I mean, that one's blue. Anyways, this one's a wrap. Guess that's it. All the links to everything I use are going to be in the description. New harness, new carb. I did put a new brake lever and throttle because this one broke. This one's actually for my friend's son, so I did throw a little bit extra money at it. I haven't put new tires on yet, but I'm going to, and I'm going to put these tires on that blue one before I sell it because they have better tires. I did put new grips on it. They're still a little loose. They have to be broken in, but they're pretty nice. Something that I did run into was ended up kind of notching that out because when I would push the throttle, whoopsie, when I would push the throttle, it would stick and get stuck on that, so it wasn't coming back. But everything else works on it. Black engine, black and green. It's pretty dope. I like it. Something that I do think is weird is the taillight actually does this. Kind of weird, but then when you push the brake, it just lights up. Anyways, that's it. This one's a wrap. About to post the video, edit it all, post it right now. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and everything that I bought, I'll have links in the description. Make sure you follow those links. It's an Amazon affiliate account. Get a little bit of kickback, not much, but it is what it is. I don't do it for the money, I do it because I enjoy doing the builds.